Hello, welcome back to the railway. I thought today I'd try and take this video in some natural light, because the last one I noticed with the with just the room lighting, there's a lot of shadows about, so this will be easier on the eye, I think. Today we've got some noisemakers. Basically, we've got the original Triang transcontinental diesel with the their first motor bogie, which has the motor spindle on the top, and then underneath that is another spindle which drives the worms onto the axles, and they're connected with quite large brass cogs on the end of the spindles. So that produces an interesting noise, and we've got the dummy as well to go with it. And Jerry's out today; they let him out, and he's just got a short train there of trying vehicles. Next to him, we've got a Bachman F9, which he's a little bit noisy as well. What I had to do with this one was because I was it had two cogs in there that were split just from the edge to the centre, so I thought, well, I'll just super glue those. And I managed it with one, but the other one I dropped it on the floor, and as I was looking for it I trod on it, so I completely broke the other cog. So this is working just on one axle and one traction tyre, so I'm not giving it too much to pull, just 5 wagons. These are nice. I've got these just this week. These I think it's petrol wagons, aren't they, or gas as they call it in America. And this is quite a nice whoops, I've dropped a tree. This is quite a nice brake van or caboose, sorry about that, which is by a company called Roundhouse. Now these came as kits, I believe, so because inside, which one's this? Can hardly read it, but I believe that's the box car, the round-topped box car, and someone's stuck a label on this for the caboose, but there are instructions in the boxes for putting these together, so they were like a trying completely knocked down kit, if you like. So, and I think there's quite a bit more detail on that than the Bachman or Lifelike equivalent. So that's rather nice, and this is the if I can get it, if I can separate it. This is the other Roundhouse model, Railway Express Agency. It's a Baltimore and Ohio wagon. That's got opening doors. And it's got, unusually, it's got a sort of a round-edged roof there, which is quite nice, I think. So that's the wagons taken care of. I think what we'll do is we'll have, we've got the other noisemaker over here, is the Mainline warship diesel, class 42. Or maybe it's class 43, I'm not sure which one they are. So we'll have a look quickly at the catalogue for the Mainline and the original Triang diesel. So here we are. Here's the Mainline catalogue for 1980, which is the year that the maroon warship came out, and they were coming up with all sorts of innovations. Mainline, they were a paletoy company, and unfortunately I think they were owned by General Mills, was the overarching sort of owner of all these companies, and they decided that for no apparent reason in the 80s to just stop making these models. And here's the warship diesel. You can tell they were made in Hong Kong, same as the Bachman and Lifelike, because the pancake motors are very, very similar, and the gear trains, and they all seem to suffer after these number of years, sort of 50 years. They all suffer from split cogs or broken cogs, which is a shame, but because the motor isn't too bad. But you can see the attraction of these diesels. They're very highly detailed compared to the Hornby ones up till that time. Yeah, so that's the warship diesel. And over here we've got the 1957 Triang catalogue, and we've got the diesel came as a plus A set with two coaches there. That's R55 is the diesel and R57 is the dummy, and we've got them another illustration. The illustrations are a bit fanciful, some of these. So there's the it's not quite the right shape, is it? But there you go. That's the locomotive there, and you could buy the B unit as well. So you could stick that in the middle. You could have the two A units, one a dummy, and then the B unit in the middle. I'm still looking out for one of these diesel switches, which is it's like an RS2, which I think is a Baldwin built locomotive. And you can tell that they hadn't quite got the illustration of that quite right, have they? The observation bit at the back is slightly different on the real ones. So, well, I mean on the toy ones. Well, the real ones actually are more like that. The Milwaukee Road had an observation car a bit looking like that, with a great big red button on the end. So yeah, let's get down to a little bit of running, and yeah, we're losing the light already now, so let's get the Bachman one on the way. If we can manage it. There we go. All these diesels have lights on today, so you can hear the cogginess of that. Quite nice and shiny though, isn't it? And it matches the signal box quite nicely. Let's look as it comes round. Those nice red and yellow colours. Look at that. So let's get the Triang one going. There's Jerry, he's ducked his head underneath the footbridge there. He's come up again. Oh no, what's this? Duck? There you go. He also ducks around the first radius curves because the inner track operates the magnet underneath. The inner rail, I should say. There he goes. Proper toy trains, aren't they? Have a look from the signal box end. Yeah. So I think what we'll do is we'll have a look at the warship. You'll like this. So we can go past one more time. Okay. Right. So let's see if we can coax the warship around here. There we go, and the head code should light up as well. There we are. Listen to that. Now the cogs in this one haven't actually split. It's just got malformed teeth on one or two of the cogs, and I've tried to shape them back into a decent shape, but this is the best I've ever managed to get it, so it's not worth being too brutal with the cogs. At least it works. So and this model, Bachman took it in the 90s and used exactly the same body moulding and bogie side frames, and they put a split chassis in it with a central can motor with 8-wheel drive and 8-wheel pickup, and turned it into a pretty decent runner. Here she comes, and it's got a crew in there as well. Here comes the Triang diesel. Not quite sure what model of diesel they were trying to emulate, but it's like an amalgam of several different designs. Still quite impressive looking though. There we are, and here's the rear of the observation car, which they've just done in clear plastic with some ribs. So there you go, they opted out of being totally realistic there. But they were made, as cheaply as possible, but still a fairly well engineered motor, I would say. Cast motor bogie and everything, good bearings, everything done properly. So, despite the noise. There you go. So these are the noise makers, especially this one. Whee! Okay folks, hope you enjoyed that video, and see you all soon. Bye. One more shot by the signal box.